Hello and welcome to Richmond. My name is Justin. I'm the owner of Team 53 and I partner with Coach Dave Academy and Impel Motorsports to bring you this week's Learn to Drive video for C-Fix trucks at Richmond as part of iRacing's 2025 Season 3 Week 9 official series. If you guys can, make sure you hit like and subscribe. It does a ton to help my channel. I'm a very small time racer here in Wisconsin. I've got a late model parked in my garage that I haven't been able to run because we don't have sponsorship for it. And my daughter Sydney's been taking all my money and racing her go-kart at Badger Kart Club and at Road America. So whatever you guys can do definitely helps out, whether it's a like, whether it's a subscribe, whether it's joining our Discord and sending me a cup of coffee, something like that. Everything really helps. So yeah, let's get down here to business. Richmond in the trucks. I say this a lot. And when you NASCAR guys come and run short tracks, the racing is terrible. It doesn't matter if it's Richmond, if it's Bristol, if it's IRP, whatever it might be. For whatever reason, you guys think that you've got to race it exactly like you see them do and turn it into a clown show on national TV like they do in real life. So a real short track racing is about give and take and having mutual respect and kind of understanding where you're at in your run and what your thought process is, not just running someone over because you can. And that seems to be the way it goes. The short track side, for the most part, on iRacing is pretty decent, but it's when we have the eNASCARs and the ARCAs head to short tracks that we don't really see a lot of respect. So that'll be something this week that you guys are really going to want to watch out for. So as we head out on track here for qualifying, it's a great time to talk about my friends at Impel Motorsports. There are a Next Level and a Moza dealer, so you can check out all their products. There's a link in the description below to shop there. If you do shop there, let them know I sent you. And if you're looking to upgrade your sim racing rig, you head over to the Team 53 Discord. There is a link, or there's a thing in our announcements on how to get free shipping on all next level purchases through Impel Motorsports. So make sure you head over there if you're looking to upgrade your rig, and we'll get you hooked up with that as well. So trucks here, I felt like lap 2 was better. I just didn't quite have enough grip exit of 2 to really do what I want. So I'm going to go high here in 3 and 4 and get a huge head of steam built back up for myself. We'll come off the corner and we'll get to the start finish line and we'll pause it right here. So we are about 2.5 blocks off the wall. But before we do that, let's head over to the garage. 10 to 1 plus 4 60 brake bias. So it was at 12 to 1 originally. I just like a little bit quicker box. I don't like the 12 to 1, 14 to 1 feeling. So I always go with like a 10 to 1 in the eNASCAR stuff, plus 4 and then 60% front brake bias. The big thing for front brake bias is going to be as you go into the corner, if you step on the brake and the rear end of the truck feels like it wants to come around, you might want to increase this number. If when you go into the corner, the front nose of the truck just feels like it's skating across the track and is plowing up towards the outside wall, you're going to want to decrease that number. That's really what you're doing with front brake bias. So a lot of you guys will say, well, what's the magic number? Well, there is no magic number. It's what works best for you. So you might have to play around with that a little bit, but that's there. So here we are here at Richmond. There's this seam right down the middle of this track here, and that's what I'm going to use and just kind of straddle that. And that seems to work really well for your arc into one. So you're going to straddle this down the front stretch. You see how as we get closer to the corner, I start to pull it up here a little bit wider. If any of you guys watched my tour mod video, you know in the tour mods I said really don't do anything until you get to this stripe here. With the trucks, we got to back everything up. Lap times in the trucks are about a second, yeah, about a second slower, a little over a second slower than what they are in the tour mod. So everything's going to get backed up. So we're here. You can see we're already starting to break here a couple lines here before the start, before the corner. We'll bring some brake in and then I'll lift here at that. And then you can see here a heavy brake going into the corner just to help me get in. And then at pit exit, once you hit pit exit with your truck, that's where you're going to release it. You'll kind of let the truck rotate. I feed a little bit of throttle just to set that nose and really get this truck doing what I want it to do. In the center of the corner here, left side tires in this darker black or just above it like I'm doing here. throttling up, playing with that throttle, and then full throttle here on exit. And you notice here as we get to full throttle, that steering wheel goes almost straight. Nice drive up off. Same thing down the backstretch. You can kind of use that seam as your guide point to know if you're up towards the wall close enough. I could probably move up a little bit here, but it's not terrible. We'll go down the backstretch. Same thing. We get close to this corner here. Let's go into the cockpit. And you can see here this first NASCAR thing right before the end. I've got Papa John's boards out there. That's where we're going to lift, start to lift here as we get into this corner. So drag and brake, lifting a little bit. And then we're going to get down here into this corner. Again, right down to the bottom, left sides as close as we can here to this yellow line. And then as we hit center of the corner, we'll start to throttle up. And then just a nice hard drive off the corner to give us a wonderful 617 lap. I had like a 560 in the car. I just couldn't put both ends of the track together. So there's definitely more in this Q run, but this should be good to get you guys a pretty good lap and a pretty good understanding of where you need to be. So what we'll do now is we'll go inside the truck presented by my friends at Overdrive Racing Oils and Lubricants. They're an AMSOIL dealer, independent AMSOIL dealer. I put AMSOIL in my personal car. I saw about a 2 mile per gallon increase, so I definitely recommend it for oil changes. If you use the link in the description below, our channel gets credit for it, which then helps keep this content free. So make sure you guys are ordering if you're looking to do an oil change. If you've got a real car and you're looking to do oil changes, they can definitely help you. So here you go, inside the truck. And there was our Q lap. So race laps, I think, are going to be very similar, kind of to what you saw. I think, too, it's a 55 lap race, which isn't extremely long, but it will require some tire saving. And the big thing is going to be protecting your right rear. It's really, really easy here because you are in corner for so long here to really bend the truck onto that right rear and drive off of that and burn that right rear off. Although it is an iRacing fix set, which are notorious for being tight, as the run goes on, you're going to build free. So make sure that you're kind of watching that. And the biggest tool that you can use is going to be your brake bias. So you can go into your options, you can go under your controls and set a button for your brake bias. That's going to really, really help you. That way, as you're running throughout your run, if you start to feel the truck getting tight on entry, you can decrease that percentage and make the car a little bit looser. If you start to feel a little tight on entry, you can increase that percentage. You're a little loose on entry, you can tighten that, increase the percentage, and become a little bit tighter. So it definitely will help you. Like I said, it's a tool I use. Pretty much every oval car that I run, other than the modifieds, we'll be adjusting brake bias throughout the run. The other big thing here is that generally speaking, these races will start to see kind of the outer lanes kind of come in throughout the run. At least it has in the past when I've watched races here, participated in them. So that'll be something that you'll have to play with, is kind of watching to see when you can expand out into those areas. Passing zones, entry to 3, entry to 1 under braking. Just seems to really be the big spot. And then the biggest point of spin out is exit to 2. Just because of the tight corner angle, if you get on throttle really early there, you have a big tendency to spin out there and cause a lot of incidents. So you really want to watch that. I like to keep a nice shallow exit off of 2, try and keep those wheels underneath me and keep the truck nice and straight. But other than that, it should be a good week of racing for you guys. I hope you guys have fun. If you've made it this far, make sure you like and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next video.